Hello there, welcome back to the Ottomans. Last time, well, we didn't really do much. Recovered from a, very bad situation. Georgia was released, we lost a province there, but we basically got the, coalition off my back. We can also now take a motion to conquer the Levant, which will give me claims to a lot of the Mamluk land, which of course would be most likely beneficial. You can also go for use or extension, but I don't see a level 3 diplomat being that useful right now. We'll take Conquer the Levant. But before I start this, I do want to apologize for not uploading anything for a while. Got a surprise visit from some family, and we ended up, going up on the mountain where I had no computer, no internet, so I didn't end up doing anything. My apologies there. But I am back, and I'm going to attempt to get back to a proper upload schedule, more or less. A thing that I kind of forgot to mention last time is that truces now have changed in a weird way. I'm a little bit unsure how this actually works, but as you can see, I have a truce with Aragon that runs out on the 26th of January 1544. That's close to 15 years into the future. Same with France here, 10 years in the future. So the truces haven't changed. I haven't actually looked up how they've changed, but it seems like they now have, between 10 and 15 years peacetime. For every bad action you do. I don't really know how to describe it, but that is basically how I perceive it. What we are going to do, however, is allow these guys, I think, to just siege the province, and then we'll accept their terms. We have pretty high prestige right now, so it shouldn't be a problem. We will, of course, be going straight after Georgia again, and we'll most likely also be messing about, most likely with the Mamlukes here once we actually get a little bit of power back running. I'm not really sure what we'll be doing in terms of messing around with, for instance, Castille, or Aragon for that matter. Right now, I think breaking truces might be the way to go here in the future, but we'll see. Aggressive expansion impact from doing something like this would be horrible, so I don't really want to be too aggressive here. I think we'll just try and keep Portugal as more or less our, to some degree, crutch, and we'll most likely use them to, hopefully best of our abilities, allow them to do colonization for us. I'll probably have to send an army down here to get rid of the Portuguese peasants, as I was kindly advised that the peasants have risen up due to a event, and not just randomly, which means that I can't get rid of them in a, quick and painless manner, fortunately. So we don't really have too much else to do right now. I'll be preparing for a war against the Mamluks, which means war on Najd, Morocco, and Tunisia, which potentially could be a little bit troublesome, but I'm pretty sure I can handle that. The only problem, of course, would be that the Portuguese most likely end up in trouble, but if Morocco resieges this area here, I'm pretty much happy with it, so to speak. So we'll see how that plays out for us here, but as I said, preparing for war against the Mamluks, and hopefully it won't take too long. Diplomacy Tech ATS when reached, which gives the trade depot and a dry dock. I can now build said buildings, and we also get an increase in trade range by 10. We're also closing in here on Spanish Square, just reached maximum military power here, so we'll hire another general. Not a good one, unfortunately, but we'll take what we can get. I think we are ready here for a war, rather, against the Mamluks here. It's kind of a perfect honest, it's kind of a risky move here. Tunisia is allied, but they will not be joining. Timurids, none of my allies will be joining, so this is most likely going to get pretty tough. I'm a little bit unsure how we'll do with in terms of battle, but it's kind of funny. I'm pretty sure those guys are from Scotland. As you can see, the reformed zealots in Naples, which have been sent by the Scottish. Kind of a weird setup, but I think we'll go for the war here. I can probably peace out with both Morocco and Tunisia pretty early. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping. So we'll take a chance here. If we go into military ledger, look at the armies, then we'll see here. We are in second place behind the French, and then we have the Timurids, Mamluks with close to 30,000 troops, 15,000 if you want to aid here. This is kind of what we get to. Scandinavia has been formed, and if we'll go even further down here, Tunisia has 12,000 men. Could become a problem, but I don't think so. I made 3 60,000 regiments here, as you can see. and I'll probably keep on supplementing those as we go. I do have very little manpower, but at least I don't need any more forces to my, well, armies. So that's at least a positive. The plan here is war on Mamlukes, then war on the Golden Horde, and basically see if we can bridge ourselves away up to the area here, just block it completely off. We'll of course also have to fight Timurids pretty soon, I think, because they seem to be, well, they're becoming an issue. We need to get to India, we need to start conquering in this area here, and with the Timurids being, well, in the middle of a way here, we kind of have to just go through them. But I'm a little bit unsure how we'll handle just that particular situation. But for the moment, we'll be going for a war here. We'll be aiming at Aleppo. It's close to the border. I believe it's actually worth quite a bit. And all in all, it should be beneficial here. The Portuguese and Tuscany joined our war. That's not really anything that I would prefer. I would actually prefer that if they have actually just stayed out of this, because I'm pretty sure they will not be too useful here. But at least Naples left military coalition due to the fact that I decided for, well, a more warlike approach. So I guess that is a positive here. And we are going to try and hunt down that army before it gets away. And hopefully here we can inflict more damage than they will inflict on, well, me. And we did, which is kind of important here. And hopefully here these guys will not actually attack where we want them to, which is a little bit of a problem. But it's not something that we can't handle. We'll just have to play this a little bit more careful. And I will be losing troops here to attrition, of course, but I'll try to limit the amount of troops that I lose to attrition. But we'll just have to, again, play it carefully, and then we'll see how it all plays out. For now, I'll just be fabricating claims on whatever I can. So I'll show you if there's any bigger battles. If not, I think I'm just going to leave things as they are. I might actually allow these guys to siege Sharisol if they go for that, but I think I'm going to keep this army in Kurdistan, because that will allow me to more or less block off any moves from the Mamluks themselves. And again, I really need to build myself a navy here, because that is the only reason why we're losing right now. I can see blockades, and of course the fact they still control Aleppo. But again, as I was hoping here, probably the Moroccans can release these three colonies here, and hopefully not get anything else the Portuguese has, well, potentially colonized elsewhere. But as I said, I'll allow the war to rage, and I'll get back to you once we get ourselves a big battle, or, well, something interesting happens. Until that, I'll just keep on converting. I don't think I'll be building anything with these military points. I don't really have anything to use them on, and I don't really need to buy or hire any of these guys, because I can't afford it for number one. And I have maximum military points. I should probably have taken a military idea to speed things up here, but unfortunately, as far as I know, unless there's only one thing I really can do here, and that is use the harsh treatment, which is actually fairly alright to use my points on right now. So the three newly conquered provinces will use harsh treatment there to try and keep them at bay. I usually don't use harsh treatment because I rather sacrifice manpower. It's more of a, in my eyes, it's cheaper to actually sacrifice manpower than something else. That is basically what I am getting at here. It's kind of funny that they are suffering attrition here in Mosul. They could avoid that, they've chosen not to. So what I think we're going to do is allow the Dulkadir army to move into our Akka, and we're going to move this army into Hama, and just slowly but surely siege our way into the Mamluk lands here. We're not in a hurry. I have still 2 more years before I can fight the Golden Horde again. Truces mostly take 15 years now, so I'm in no hurry to fight a lot of wars. I might have to start focusing on Hungary if things don't, well, if things don't change, but we'll see. Again, this time I'll actually leave and get back to you once they actually decide to attack or something. It seems like things are going to get quite interesting really quickly here. There's an army that is coming in from Sidon here, and they actually hit my army, but as you can see here, it's suffering from, I believe, bad rolls potentially. But we're definitely going to win that battle, and we did sustain some losses, but they sustained more than twice our losses. So I would say that is, at the very least, very much a good result. Same here, we lost 800 men to their 7,000. So if I just keep on picking my battles with care, I should be perfectly capable of winning this war and getting the things that I want, which is basically a ton of provinces. And most likely, well, there's one reason is that I want to use it to fix my religious unity, which is pretty horrible at the moment, and conquering, well, the right provinces will help that at least a tiny little bit. So I'm going to give this army a leader, because I can. Apparently, Castille has taken a province here that I have a claim on, so again, kind of annoying, kind of have to deal with that sooner or later. Castille could potentially, even if they only have their side of the coast, become a colonial threat. The same with France. I really need to take France down a notch. If they get rolling into the Holy Roman Empire, things are going to get ugly really, really fast, so we kind of have to be careful there. But for the time being, I'll allow sieges to continue. I'll get back to you once there's some more fighting. Again, here we have captured or trapped a Mamluk army had by Zid, or my ruler himself. No, that's the heir, isn't it? Just have to, yeah, it's the heir. And it's the heir good. It's actually been a while. I always felt good, so I should probably not sacrifice him like this. But we had him roll in with his army and more or less just help out here. And as you can see, again, Mamluks losing tremendous amount of forces. We're not really losing anything. And end result here, this is... My apologies, this is most likely going to end very well in our favour. The royal marriage ending with Nogai is also wonderful, because that means that I now have, well, I can attack them without having anything to worry about, and that is most likely what I will end up doing sooner rather than later. But as you can see, we take an admin tech 8, workshop and courthouse. With that, I can now build said buildings, courthouse and a workshop, so that will be useful. We are closing in on next level military tech. You can see, still needs about a year. So I think what we'll actually just do here is allow the, well, year to pass, more or less. And then we will most likely be able to tech up, I would presume. No, I have to wait another year. This thing doesn't actually take the cap into consideration. So as you can see, I can only be 7 years ahead of time unless I have ideas to, well, lessen the cost, which is a little bit awkward since I do not have them. So we'll have to wait. I'll have to use some harsh treatment elsewhere, like Stan-Shervan. My apologies. Dalmatia. They are all well, potential targets for that, just to well, make sure that I don't get any rebels, and also use my military points without, well, I don't go to waste more or less. But I'm going to end it here. We have been we have made some good progress. We are winning the war against the Mamluks here, and as you can see, the only thing they really have done here is going for blockades. They haven't actually invaded, well, anyone here except for Portugal, which is a little bit bad, but we can live with that, I think. We'll just have to see how it works out. Goal on this will most likely just be to keep on pressuring the Mamluks, and then peace out with Morocco, Niger, and Tunisia as we go, and see if I can actually ally them after piecing out with them, because if I can do that, then I can probably use them against the Mamluks here in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is the end here. I'll continue next time. Feel free to drop a comment, like, dislike, whatever you feel like. Really, give me some feedback. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get back in this, but I'm back, and although it's a slow start again, I think things are going well. A little bit of a well, future, or I guess I should say spoiler. I will be running most likely another achievement game next to this, because I do realize a World Conquest is going to take a while. So I'm probably going to do some of the small achievements in tandem with this. Probably every 2 or 3 days you'll get something else than the Ottomans. We'll see. I'll see you next time. Bye.